And I am back much earlier than I expected to be today for day 22. Due to somewhat the weather, some people being sick, all sorts of stuff, but I'm going to take it today. So this is yesterday's page, a story about going out to eat, and then the lights that we drove through, and then the snow hill we stopped at. So a little bit of everything there. The journaling is filled in. Yay for that. So my next page is the page from yesterday, and I got the sugar cookies done, but no Bailey's Irish cream cookies still. So maybe tonight, if they don't happen tonight, I don't think they're gonna happen, but we'll see. You know, I'm kind of thinking they might. So anyway, so I think I'm going to position them in this 3x4 portrait page protector here. I could do it on a 2 and then a 3, but I'm thinking I'd like to get more of these cards in. So I've got this Let's Bake Cookies one. Oh, I think this one needs to go in. I wanted to put this in, I think last year, and I didn't get it done, or the year before maybe even, but I think this might be last year's, and this might be, I think these are from the LE Studio had a cookie pack. Then I have a note from the kitchen, and the bowls would match, but that's kind of boring. So I pulled cards ahead of time just to see. I'm loving that favorite holiday eats, because that is my favorite holiday food. I just realized I'm getting bad about making sure that the stream is up. Anyway, bonjour, Claire. So is my favorite holiday food, so that would be a good one. Love, this is nice, but I might as well do it cookie themed. I don't think I need all that green, and that just feels heavy. Let's go, and I also have 2x4x6s that are recipe cards, but I think I'm just going to go with this favorite holiday eats, and then I can talk about how much I love these sugar cookies. So yesterday when I was doing things, I pulled some things here. So I pulled some cookies. I pulled some epoxy flare buttons made by Scrap and Happy Studios, which I think has its own. Okay, all right, Claire agrees, yes to the holiday eats. Has its own website now. So I do kind of like this is a bowl. I like having that Santa. Now I could do that and cover up, just have that little bit of candy there. Okay, so the baking season is pretty much too long, and the favorite holiday treat I already kind of have covered by that. But I have family recipe, and then I have handmade by me. So I think I'm going to do the family recipe thing, which is really, it is kind of, and then there's this cookies for Santa badge that these are not necessarily left for Santa. So I have to remember to use this, or maybe even ask my daughter-in-law to take a picture of them leaving cookies out for Santa. I think she did it last year, but I think it went on like a regular page with everything else, and I didn't single it out in any way. But now that I am reminded that I have that, I need to get that used up. I also do have to have my number too. Another thing I could, and then I have this homemade by as well, like homemade by me, and I need my number. So let's look and see how huge the 22 would be. I just don't leave that much room in my photos. as is needed by, let's see, so no 22 here. I have a green 22 flag that could kind of go up there. Let's see, no red 2022 in those. These are going to be huge. Look at that. I mean, I could do it if I put it over the top of one of these photos, but I'm just not feeling it. But what I might be feeling is this little tiny green one here. I'm thinking what I want to do, since I would kind of like to cover that anyway, that little piece of candy. Let me get my, let's see, so that, okay. First thing I need to do is I'm gonna attach the flare badge there so I can get those candy canes as covered as I think I need them. Now, I can add this in here. And we've got it. Okay, so then we have December 22nd, although that's not straight. Why would it be straight? I have a hard time getting these things straight on here. Okay, close enough. All right, I don't think I'm gonna have room for the cookies on here anywhere. I do like this one, and that would have been a good spot for that there. Do I want to maybe put that down here? If I do the homemade by, I really have to put it, well, although I have a slick writer. Okay, now here's another thing I could do. Is pop that under there and homemade by, and then I think I would just like write me on that line. And then I could do this December 22nd all together there. Just trying to figure out how to get this to look like it's a little bit more apart of this design. There's like a little sprinkle. Okay, thinking either up here, maybe just down here. Okay, and then I'm trying to get this out a little bit more to the side. So then I want this family recipe, I think, to come in a little bit closer here. This probably would have been a little bit better if it had been like in a green, so I could have emphasized the green. Now, that does not mean, I have a couple spots where I could put some dots. Maybe that's what I do, is go find my green dots here. Where I have a bunch of them. Let me see how that would look, is if I would just like pop them up here. It's like there's a little green dot here. And then I think that gives a little bit more dimension to these cards as well, which once I put that on here, I really liked that. Now, this also has like some pink and red as well. I don't know that I'm going to do that though. I think I'm going to stay with working with the green, but if there is a dot, I want to get that covered like there. And then I could put one down in here somewhere, or a couple of them down in there somewhere. Let's see, there's a dot there. This is just giving this just a little tiny bit more dimension on these cards, and I'm really, really liking what it's doing. Okay, yeah, that was like a great touch for that. So I'm going to leave the photos as they are. I don't always do that, but I like the way that looks. And then maybe a couple of dots down in here as well. Let's see, trying to get, I've got lots of these little, they have way more little dots than they have of anything else. So I want to get some of these used up. I want to do one up there, or maybe snuggle it in up here. Oops, because I don't need it to, maybe one there and then one down here somewhere. I don't need it to have a lot of presence, but some presence is nice. And these are all kind of looking at, yeah, I like that up there better. I don't know why, I just do. It felt a little funny down here for some reason. Okay, so there's all my dots. I have the numbers on. I have all the cards on. I think I'm done. That was a pretty quick page, really. Let me get these in here. And then I'll probably leave this stuff out just because if I actually do make those cookies tonight, then my story tomorrow would be about the cookies. Otherwise, I have like a backup story. I want to talk about a Santa pillow. That story will get told at some point in the next week or so. Okay. And I won't trim any photos up or anything until we get things in behind. There we go. I think that works out great. There's a little bit of blue in here. There's a little bit of blue back in here, so I can think that works in with that. But otherwise, we have lots of red and green, a little bit of yellow, some yellow in here. So I think the pages go pretty well together as well, too. So far, I haven't had, yeah, zippity quick that one was. I haven't had like a lot of pages where I just have not been settled about how they look next to each other. Sometimes that happens. So yeah, sometimes they just come together like this, you know, and it did help that I had pulled some of my baking themed stuff as I saw them yesterday, but you want to do that if you know that's coming up. I don't want to forget that it's there. So, and I'm happy that I got to use these because these are from, I wonder if it gives me, these are definitely probably 3 or 4 years old. I bought a bunch of things from Scrap and Happy Studio, and I like them. It's not that I dislike them. It's just I just haven't been using them, so I haven't gotten any more. And I actually like these epoxy badges better because a lot of my flare badges are rusting. I have very few that haven't rusted at all, which just makes me sad but they're on pages, so I'm leaving them. Anyway, all right, you guys. So that is day number 22 or story number 22, however you want to look at that. I will be back tomorrow with story number 23. And tomorrow is Christmas Eve, just in case anybody doesn't realize that. So hope you're ready. And I will be back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening and have fun working in your books if you have that planned for tonight. Bye, everybody.